And today, I'm making a video from my hospital room following my surgery on my successful operation. I'm just going to talk through what the day was like, what it entailed, and where my thoughts are now, 8 hours, 9 hours post catheter ablation, my third catheter ablation. This morning, I got up at 5. I was meant to be at the hospital by 7, and I knew already that there's no paid parking. Well, there's paid parking at the hospital, but it's more than I can afford. Paying 24, 30 odd hours of parking was kind of an exponential expense. I guess I could have taken an Uber, but that also would impede my freedom and restriction and be expensive, so I didn't want to do that. There is a form that you can use if you get a receipt for the insurance to reimburse you, but I just didn't feel like doing any of that. I wasn't even thinking about it until now. And tomorrow there is a bus strike, and I wanted to just not have any of it. The tiny problem is I'm supposed to take it non-strenuous. I can get exercise. Movement's important, but I shouldn't walk 2 kilometers tomorrow to get to the car. I shouldn't do that for the next 3 weeks. So I arrived at the hospital at 6:45, and there were about 7 other people in this station who had arrived for surgery. And one by one, they get armbands on you, put your IV in, and get you to your room, get you prepared for surgery. I didn't actually get through that process until after 8, uh, maybe 8:30. There was also a strike going on outside of the hospital for the cleaners who are asking for a 7% raise. Um, and this is across a company in Berlin that's responsible for cleaners at a lot of institutions, important institutions. 7% doesn't seem like that much. I'm sure it cuts into profit ratios, etc. But what's more important than cleanliness? It wasn't a large group of people striking. There were still plenty of people inside working because it's a complicated relationship that people have to jobs like this. You might look down on a cleaner, but your experience at a hospital has quite a lot to do with what those cleaners do. They're a really important part of the wheel. So I got my IV in. I hate this part. I hate it when they prep you. Like when the needle goes in, one of the things that I've noticed in the past is that I can feel something in my chest. It's almost as if like my chest has exhaled. I can feel the sensation going up the vein and into my spine. It's just a little uncomfortable or challenging, like it's saying, you're human. This is real. This is what it means to open a vein. Um, but the doctor was funny, really friendly. Everyone here was really friendly. So I got over it, and I uh, I finally was just the last man standing. I was the last one waiting to get an armband and get into a room. So I went to the nursing station and asked about the band, and they're like, "Oh, Frau Brooks." I'm like, "Yep, that's me." And still took a few minutes because also hospitals are quite understaffed. Nobody wants to do the job, doesn't pay well enough. and say, la, this is what happens. Understaffed means a lot of waiting. Things don't always happen. So finally, I was taken to my room. And when I arrived, there was a woman in the other bed. I said hello. She said nothing. I don't think it's actually possible for her to speak. Some people are that ill with heart disease. She had to use the pull-up bar even to move herself. So said a little prayer for her. I hope whatever's going on, she gets it taken care of and can have a better quality of life than that. You know, your heart's an important aspect of being able to breathe. It's an important aspect of everything. So I went to the bathroom, I laid down, and I took a nap because, of course, I did not sleep nearly enough last night. I got in bed early enough, but I was feeling kind of stiff. And in preparation for what recovery was going to be like, I remembered that last time I had catheter ablation here at this hospital, I felt kind of like I'd been beaten up a couple of days later, like I had some kind of chest injury. And the reason for that is your body is weighted. Um, they don't take any risks of involuntary spasms, whatever. Your feet are strapped down, your hands are strapped down, your arms are in holders and strapped down. Um, your head's also held in place. So you are also weighted, and it's a cold metal table, a solid steel table. Um, and so a few days later, when I started feeling bruised, I was worried that, like, oh my God, something's wrong with my heart. That's not the case. It's that I was sore from being weighed down on this table, stationary for the amount of time that the procedure took. So I stayed up a little bit late last night because I wanted to really do some upper body stretching and some hip mobilization because stiff hips, stiff back, these things go together. So I got to bed at about 11, fell asleep 11:30, and was up at 2:30, worried that I was oversleeping. And then again at 5, I woke up a few minutes before my alarm because I just didn't want to mess this up. I'm going to pause for a second and sit down. I've been laying in bed for 8 hours. This is the first time I've stood up, but I'm a little bit tired and I want to get comfortable. No, actually, I don't. Um, let's see. Around 10:30, I was taken downstairs. I was given a razor to shave myself, which was awkward. I tend to get razor burn, and the razor burns tend to get infected. So I don't have a lot of body hair either. So I've never really been a big shaver. But in this instance, because of where the catheter is going through your groin, you need to remove half of the hair in that area. So I did that. The last time I had a procedure, they did that for me. And so I was a little daunted, but I managed. There were no complaints about it once I got down to the operating theater, so I guess I got it right. Once I was down in the operating theater, they made sure that I'd use the toilet, so I had to get up and, hold my little gown in the back that I just didn't want to cover my butt. If you got an ass, you got an ass. So I waddled off to the toilet, then walked myself onto the table for the surgery. And Madonna was playing on the radio, Papa Don't Preach. So I love that song. I remember that video. It was quite a lot of fun. I was a teenager when that came out. So I'm on the hospital bed. Papa don't preach. I'm in trouble deep, but I made up my mind. So that kept me really jolly, which I was really happy about. I also was kind of happy about the fact that the last 2 days I haven't had quite enough water to drink because of needing to be fasted for investigative work and for today. So last night I could kind of feel like I was starting to have a mild irregular rhythm. And I was like, okay, well, that's great. That will help them investigate if I'm already in a state where tending towards that. But I really don't like it. I really don't like feeling that way. So they get me put together. We talk about some things, make sure all my teeth are my teeth because there's risks if you have loose teeth, like if you have dentures or something, you need to take those out before surgery. I get on the table, strapped in, and then at some point they tell me they're going to put me to sleep. This isn't anesthesia, this is hypnosis. So I'm given a hypnotic. I can feel the trail of the liquid as it's going through my vein, across my chest, and that's the last thing I remember. The next thing I know, I'm awake in the recovery room. I'm not sure if this is the same room as the waiting room that I had been in before I went to the bathroom, before I walked into the OR. Um, but my snoring or is kind of like is keeps waking me up out of self-consciousness, which means I've probably been in the recuperative sleep for an hour or something if I got to a point where I was like asleep. And I've been looking forward to that rest all day. Yesterday, when I had the echocardiogram, what was nice about the light hypnosis that they put me in is I had a very good 45-minute nap following it. I still wasn't enough. I went home and should have just slept the rest of the day, but I had things to do, preparations to make for my recovery time, laundry, getting my duvet back and on my bed, just getting things in order so that when I get home tomorrow, it'll be a nice recuperation. Uh, so they got me upstairs, and apparently my eldest son was here at that point, and I'm laying here on my bed, and all of a sudden, I I just kind of could feel him, could sense he was there, I guess, and he came in. I'm knocked out, and at this point, like at when you're laying on the bed for the surgery, there's kind of like this cross girdle that your pelvis is on. And the purpose of this girdle is following the catheter ablation. There, you need compression to press everything together so that you can heal well. So, my youngest son also has arrhythmia, tachycardia. It was terrifying to find this out when he was, a teenager, and that it wasn't an anxiety attack, it was a heart issue. And when he had his catheter ablation, it was horrific. He had to be like in a wheelchair and stuff afterwards. And what they have explained to me is that this kind of girdle structure that you're wearing around your waist for 6 hours following the surgery while you're stationary, laying flat, not moving, not for the toilet or anything, bedpan. Ideally, you sleep through all this. Um, this girdle is why I don't feel now like my body's cut open. For months afterwards, Bela felt cut in two. Everything wasn't just right. Just this simple, I bet this girdle thing costs, okay, medical inflation, €5. It's not an expensive thing. Additionally, like I have this band here because there's another pressure point that goes on your wrist, and it looks like a little syringe, and they use a little syringe to blow this up, and it makes a compression bracelet on your artery here or vein here. So the end effect of it is that like he was shocked when I had my first catheter ablation that afterwards I was jolly and walking around. He literally, I had to put in a wheelchair to take him to the grocery store. He was bored. I mean, teenager stuck at home healing. And I was like, well, where can we go? So that was in the States. I took him to Walmart and we got one of those electric wheelchairs and goofed off around Walmart for a couple of hours so that he could get out of the house because he just couldn't walk for days. His whole body was messed up. €10 worth of medical supplies, and he would be standing up restless like I am now instead of miserable and traumatized from the procedure. I don't know if the technology hadn't caught up or if the American hospital was cheap. I don't know why it was like that, but fortunately for me, I had this girdle thing. Unfortunate is I'm dehydrated. I'm thirsty. I'm used to drinking liters of water, 4 liters of water a day. And at this point, we're at 2 in the afternoon when I'm finally like kind of awake and have not had anything to drink. I'm groggy. I'm in a little bit of pain. So they gave me some Novocaine and I'm drinking and I'm not really awake. I just kind of am dozing off for the next hours. People are coming and going and visiting me, handing me food. I'm so groggy from the painkiller and still coming off of the hypnotic that Cole and Baylor are kind of just breaking off bits of cookies and things for me to eat because I just don't have the focus and the coordination and I need to stay flat on my back. So all this is kind of making me absolutely pathetic. A friend of mine came by and said that what they found fascinating was seeing me like this, childlike and vulnerable, and all of my guards down. It was really nice to have all of my guards down. It was something that I'm really appreciative of. And being told that that was their experience of me partially helped me heal some of the wounds of the other hospital experience. Um, just after my puppy and my sons were leaving and my friend was still here, one of the cardiologists came in and I was still pretty groggy, but I asked, how did the surgery go? The surgery went well. They were able to find the area where this arrhythmia is taking place. They were able to ablate, burn, melt, however you want to call it. And it's 3 months healing time, a lot of care. I have to take blood thinners because one of the post-operative risks are blood clots. Uh, and so, unfortunately, I have to take blood thinners every 12 hours for the next 6 weeks, 3 months. Follow up with a rhythm card that I'll wear for a couple of days or week from the cardiologist to test things out in 3 months to see how this is going. But it was a success. So uh, it's nice to be up and about, but I'm getting tired now and need to have a seat. And that's my update on day one of recuperation. Thank you. I'm Chandra, and I'm posting every day.